So we'd break up, and I would go run to the physical arms or emotional arms of another woman, or get some phone number, start get to know a new chick, whatever, right? But the problem is this though: when the woman who says she's not interested finds out that you very quickly went and got someone else's phone number, okay? If this woman who told you that she's not interested ever comes back and says, "Hey, you know what? I think I'm ready to see what's up with you now." Let's say she said that. A lot of times we'll be like, "Well, I feel justified because you straight communicated you weren't interested. So that freed me up to get a phone number." You're right. It legally, technically, she said, or he or she, depending on who's watching this, said they're not interested. They're not on that same page, or they no longer want this, or whatever your stage of where you're at dealing with this person. So yeah, I could go get a phone number. I'm a single man. Like, I don't owe that person nothing. They said no. Okay, cool. Let me go apply for this job, right? You could do that. It's fine. But emotionally, we're talking about foundations. Emotionally, if that person ever said, "You know what? I know, I wasn't ready for this at that time, but I'm thinking about, I might be ready to explore this now." Let's say she ever came back in that way and found out that very quickly I already got some phone numbers. What is that going to do to her thoughts as far as who I am as a person, how quickly I moved on? You know what I'm saying? And again, we're talking about foundations. So how is that how she reads my story? So my actions are telling my story of who I am, right? What kind of person I am and how I'm going to be in the future, because track record matters, right? So if I'm behaving a certain way today, I'm telling my story and building a track record. And if I am the type of person, if she reads my book, right, reads my story, and when I said I'm not interested, he went out and got 3 different phone numbers. Or when I broke up with him, he went and slept with his old girlfriend, whatever, right? Like, that's the story she's reading. I'm talking about she because I'm coming from the personal perspective. If you're a female watching this, just flip it, he, she, right? So that's what they're reading from us, is how we behave, and it's building a track record. Now, if my track record is proving and showing that, he moves on quickly, and then the person comes back and says, "Oh, you know what? On second thought, I'm open to exploring what we got," or whatever. You come back, you want to explore what we got? Okay, cool. Yeah, sure. Let me go ahead and what am I going to do about these new girls? And again, I've done this so many times. This is why my relationships failed. So because it's a kink in the armor, it's a crack in the foundation, and the person that you end up getting with is going to see your track record and see your patterns and see how you behave, and it's either going to communicate to them, "Wow, they kind of waited on me," or they liked me so much that they didn't run off to nobody else, or they're emotionally mature enough to sit and learn from their experiences. Our actions communicate what kind of person we are, who we are. And so therefore, that's going to show up in a marriage as well, because you're the same person. You take yourself into a marriage, right? So if I'm quickly getting phone numbers right after a breakup or whatever, that's how I'm going to be in a marriage too. We have a fight. Where am I going to go in the fight after a fight? Get my point? So if she breaks up with me as a girlfriend and I run to get a phone number, I'm technically single. I can. That's my attitude in the dating stage. That's who I am as a person. That's my patterns that I'm developing. And she's seeing that. She's noticing, watching, experiencing that, witnessing that. So if we were to get married, right, that's who I still am as a person. And she now is knowing that, because I did that in the dating stage. She's knowing that. And so therefore she's got more fear. She's got more apprehension, more insecurity going into the marriage, because she knows who you are. She knows what kind of person you are. So when you have a major fight, let's say, I'm gonna go for a walk or whatever, like the man escapes the argument, right? Goes to cool down. Is he really just cooling down and praying and walking it out, or is he getting a phone number like he used to? See what I'm saying? See how it creeps into the marriage? Because you're the same person. So I guess that's what I'm trying to say is, just like when we were talking about dealing with one person at a time, it's when things go awry or don't go the way you thought they were going to go, or the way you felt they were flowing toward, or you have a breakup or whatever. If things break here, the better option would be to sit with that and look at it. So if let's say there's a glass. Let's say there's a glass. We have a glass that we drink water out of, and it broke. Take the glass, take the pieces, and just look at it. Oh, okay, this piece, that's how it broke there. It fit right there, it fit right here. Okay, cool. How'd it break? Well, it fell down. Okay, cool. So you just study the broken glass so that you could learn for next time. Instead of saying, I'm not going to take a look at that. I'm going to bury that. I'm going to let that become part of my experience and then my subconscious growth and development as a person, my emotional makeup, but never deal with it. And then I'm going to involve a new person. And then in this new relationship, what's going to creep up? That broken glass. What's going to creep up is the disappointment or the whatever else that I never dealt with. It's going to creep up in this new relationship. In some way it will, because you're the same person. So if last little example, and we'll be done. If I broke my leg in this relationship and this relationship ended, I'm going to now be hobbling and limping into a new relationship with the same broken leg. Leg, whatever. And this other person's going to be like, oh, hi, new person. I see you're hobbling. I see you got crutches. I see you got a limp. And they're going to experience you with a limp, but may not have the emotional awareness to even ask you, hey, why are you limping? And you can't even deal with the issue with the new person because you buried it already. You just let that go and let that settle in yourself, and you let the bone set. Like when you break a bone, a compound fracture, and if it sets it wrong, right, it doesn't heal up properly. You just let it set there. You didn't heal it up properly. So you're carrying that brokenness into your new relationship. That is the danger. And so, again, advice for all of us is to, even if it's minor, like it's not a divorce, it's not a cheating, it's not a beating, it's not a hard emotional breakup, whatever, just learn even from the minor things. You smile at a woman and she gives you a dirty look. Okay, take that. What happened? Did I lick my lips? Did I flirt too hard? What'd I do? Right? What happened? Right? Learn from even the minor things so that you don't carry nothing unhealthy, no brokenness into the new relationship. That's the goal, is to come to a new relationship fully clean, fully healed, fully cleansed, fully available, fully healthy, fully restored. Not, I got hurt, I'm still hurting, but I buried it, and I'm bringing a buried something into something new. You're going to have challenges in a relationship regardless. Getting to know someone new, and then, getting married, you start living with them, and now you got roommate problems, roommate issues. There's going to be challenges. But if we have buried, deeper emotional issues that we never have addressed with ourselves and the Lord, and we never allowed him to expose these things so that we can heal from them and learn from them, then we're taking all that garbage, what we call baggage, into the new relationship. Problem, because they will come up. A marriage, and again, not to be too preachy, not to get too long-winded, a marriage is the most intimate relationship that's going to challenge us and bring up a lot of things that we forgot we buried. Sometimes we need to sit in our feelings and we need to talk about them. So whether we pray and just talk to the Lord, or whether we talk to a counselor, or sometimes what I do between counseling sessions, I write in my journal questions and I answer them. You know, like I'm counseling myself in a way. Like I'll write a question of what a counselor might ask, and then write it all out and give my answer, and then ask deeper questions. Why? Why did you feel this way? What made you feel? What were you thinking? What were you feeling? Whatever, right? And ask myself deeper questions, and just write out my answers as if I'm talking to a counselor. And what I'm saying, so talking to a counselor, talking to the Lord, or talking to yourself about how you're feeling about something, or right, how you perceive or whatnot, helps to get things out, helps to bring things to the surface so that we can address them. Because if we bury them, they become part of us, and we carry those things into the next relationship. So instead of carrying anything unhealthy or unresolved into a new relationship, it's best to sit with your experiences, to let them surface, to deal with them, forgiving, healing, right? Learning from them, being able to release, move on. Then now, when it comes to the new person, you're free and clear. Nothing to hide, nothing you're still ashamed of, nothing you're still dealing with embarrassment, nothing you're still dealing with, nothing that you are, where you are still dealing with disappointment or pain or anger or confusion. You're carrying none of those things into something new. So it's having the patience to be fully healed within yourself, and then you're ready to get a phone number or start talking to somebody new. So again, that's just my advice based upon my experiences. Hopefully that helps you. Even talking to you through these videos also helps me to clear up my journey as well, and to restructure and reorganize my approach and my strategy as well. So that's it. Peace, deuce, hang loose, one love.